Hers? I don't know. What's up, y'all? Money Monday. How we doing? We're excited to be here, and I know everybody's been waiting all week for this conversation with the one, the only, the Tanya Aliza. If you love Tanya, let us know in the comments. What's up, replay viewer? Let us know what time you're watching Money Monday. Hopefully, a lot of you are going to be on live, but if you catch the replay, it's all good. It's all good. But we're excited. As you know, every single Money Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we come to you live with the goods. We help you go from average to savage, giving you the best possible training to help you crush in your network marketing business. And I can tell you today is going to be a fantastic conversation for those of you that are ready for that next level. You want to attract your ideal customer that is ready to buy with 60 minutes a day. How many of you can find 60 minutes a day to work your business? Hopefully most of you are working your business at least 60 minutes a day. But that's the thing about this conversation today from Tanya. She's one of the best when it comes to attraction marketing, when it comes to really attracting your ideal client. And I think that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. You don't want to just attract anybody. You want to be kind of like a magnet. You want to attract while simultaneously repelling the negative Nancys out there. But I can tell you that this is a conversation for those of you that are ready to attract people. Look, I love prospecting. I do. We teach prospecting strategies. We've been teaching this for 20 years. But the truth of the matter is there's nothing better than when someone comes to you. And I can tell you my close ratio is a lot higher when someone reaches out to me. Smash the hard button if you want to have people coming to you. You want people reaching out. You're ready for that next level. And Tanya is one of the best. In fact, Tanya is really interesting because not only has she built a 7-figure online business, but she's still building a network marketing business. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, you can learn from internet marketers that know nothing about network marketing. And then you can learn from network marketers that know nothing about internet marketing. Tanya is a master of both conversations. She's gone out there and built a very successful network marketing business, has made millions of dollars over the years in network marketing, but also teaching network marketers just like you. Yeah, you watching right now. So tag your teammates, share this in your team Facebook groups, get anybody that wants more leads. They want more ideal clients, ideal buyers. They want to attract people to them versus them having to go find the people to talk to. So Tanya, we are so excited to have you here. And for the small, teeny, tiny percentage of people that don't know you, maybe you could just do a brief introduction and we can get into some good stuff.
I love you guys so much. Like, you are my extended family. I'm sure a lot of people say that about you guys because you literally have the biggest hearts in the game, and that is why you guys are so successful. Your bank account is a pure reflection of the amount of value that you bring to the marketplace, and that's why your bank accounts are overflowing, because you bring so much good value to the marketplace. And I am honored to call you guys friends and family. And I am so just excited to be in front of your amazing audience. Like, look at them, how engaged they are. Like, I have done a lot of interviews and lives, in my day. And it is rare that I can come on and see this much engagement. Y'all are just rock stars, is all I have to say. And so and that shows because your people are all rock stars that are here. So I'm so excited and blessed and honored to be in front of your community, to bring some heat on this Money Monday and absolutely help a ton of people attract an engaged audience of perfect buyers, because that is exactly what this is all about. And yeah, so it's great to be here. My name's Tanya Aliza. If we're meeting each other for the first time, so honored, so great to meet you. I've been an online entrepreneur since 2010. I actually started in network marketing in 2009. So I was really young when I started network marketing, and I was okay. I was blessed because I had a good job. I came from the finance world and I made a good amount of money there. But I had no time to spend any of my money. So when somebody shared network marketing with me, I was like, what? I can have freedom and money together? That's I was like, just show me what you do and I will do it. And I humbled myself to the process. And I think that's why I saw a little bit of success. In the beginning, it was, a little bit. I failed for many years because I had success in the beginning. Like my friends and family signed up because they like, they know that I'm pretty persistent. I'm like an Aries. I'll like show up at their door and be like, you didn't sign up yet. You need to sign up. But then like, when you do that with people, like if you bug them and like you feel like you're forcing people in, those are the people that do nothing anyways. So I had some signups and stuff and it was going okay, but like no one was duplicating, no one was doing a single thing. So I struggled for many years till I kind of found my groove. And in actually 2010, I decided to learn internet marketing for my network marketing business because I had an opportunity to move down to Costa Rica, which was an awesome opportunity. And this was before the day of social media. Like, I don't know if some of you guys, if you can relate, tell me in the chat if you're in network marketing long enough to remember the days where network marketing companies said, you can't never build your business on social media. So yeah, I was there, not to date ourselves, but that got cut quick after a couple years. Finally, corporate events, they were teaching like compliance on social media, right? Like what you should and shouldn't do. And now social media is like the way we build our business, and it's so wildly acceptable. And so I started in 2010 to try to figure out internet marketing for my network marketing business because I was moving to Costa Rica and my company wasn't in business there. So I couldn't even go hit the streets if I wanted to sign people up or do anything with them as customers because we couldn't ship there. We couldn't do anything. So I was like, I need to build my business online and find people that are interested. And I did a lot of the things wrong. I went down 1,000,000,001 rabbit trails. Like you name it, John, I did it. Like I was trying everything. I was trying YouTube videos. I was trying blogging. I was doing SEO. I was in forums trying to start conversations with people. And I was like, hey, just give me a strategy. If it looks good, I'll try it. And I was getting exhausted. Like I went from 2010 to 2014 really with not a lot of results, but I was putting so much time into my business that I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this will ever work. Like, and then I'm supposed to go out there and tell people that this is the dream if I'm not living it. And I'm like twisting my ass in the background, like I look terrible, like, and I'm up all night trying to figure out this internet marketing thing. Now, like, how can I sell this to people? This is impossible. People are telling me to do blogging every day and videos every single day. And I'm like, this isn't sustainable for the average person. Right. So I failed for like 4 years. And then in 2014, it was February 2014. I was on the elliptical at the gym. I was listening to a podcast, and the podcast was Online Marketing Made Easy. My girl, Amy Porterfield. Get subscribed because she's amazing. And I was listening. I would listen every week. She put out an episode every week. I'd listen to it. And back then when she did her episodes, she would offer a free download and a free giveaway in each episode that went with the episode. And I found myself stopping everything that I was doing as I was listening to the podcast, and I would download her giveaways that she would give me. And sometimes they were really simple. Sometimes they were like a daily checklist for something, a social media posting checklist or something, like just very simple, but it made sense to my business. And I stopped everything that I was doing and I would always take action with her. And I had never met the lady before at that time. And I viewed her like as such a credible authority. And like, I looked up to her and I respected her and I was tuning into all of her content. And I was like, wait a minute, I had this light bulb moment. And I was like, okay, if I am tuning into this lady all the time, and by the way, it takes a lot for Tanya to tune in because like I'm all over the place to get my attention. Like I love how I know you guys do work with Shalene Johnson and she's all about her like ADD and she's all over the place. Like my ideas go like that too, right? And so for me to like focus and take action, that means that there's something there. And so little pro tip, you guys, if you are on social and something catches your attention or somebody catches your attention, Pay attention to that, because that's a good marketing little idea that maybe you can bring into your business. So this is what exactly happened with me. And you guys, in the comment section below, if you're liking this, give it a hearts, give it a thumbs up. In the comments below, let me know what it is that you market and promote. Like, don't share company links or anything but like, just let me know what your hero product is, your main money maker, because I'll give some examples here for you guys on how to employ this for your business, which I learned. And by the way, this thing that I learned, which I call now my freebie method, I went from $56,000 a year the next year to $434,000 that next year. Results not typical, definitely possible, but I want to express to you the big idea here, because this can be big things, like huge things for you if you pay attention. So as I was paying attention to Amy, I'm like, okay, she's got my attention every week. I'm downloading her thing every week, and everything that she puts out, I buy. Why is that? And the reason was I learned this freebie method from her. And I also learned her content strategy. So I learned her content strategy and I learned her freebie method. And I studied it, and you guys, success leaves clues. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to take this strategy and I'll break it down for you guys in a minute. And I'm going to employ it in my business. And I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to focus on the activity for 1 year, not the result. Just the activity for 1 year. I'm going to focus on that. That's what I can control. And I'm going to gauge and I'm going to measure. I'm going to see what that looks like at the end of the year. So my activity was this. I said, okay, I like the idea of creating one high value piece of content a week, and then using that as a lead generator for me and my business with my freebie or with a freebie. So I ended up creating a freebie back in the day. One of my very first freebies, I'll share with you guys what it was in a minute, but I created a freebie that would attract people that were looking for the benefits of what my product and service provided. So this is the first thing that you have to do. Think about what it is that you're selling. So I see Gail says collagen. We've got Donna that's a health coach, solutions. Okay. So we've got, you guys have products. I want you to think about what it does for somebody. What is the transformation that it gives somebody? What's the benefit? And you got to write that down. You got to know the benefits. People do not care what your thing is, how many awards it's won in whatever publications. They don't care about your Ernst & Young CEO winner, whatever. They don't care about that. Very little people care about that. They care about what your product does for people. So
you know who cares about that? The reps.
What's that?
The reps care about that.
Right. Yeah.
Those of us that are already in, we're like,
we're very attached to the, right. Once you're in, you're like, oh, well, that's cool. It solidifies, right, your decision.
Right.
But you're never going to attract customers by saying, hey, buy my weight loss product because our CEO won the Ernst & Young award last year, Entrepreneur of the Year award last year. They're going to be like, what? We don't care. How's that helping my weight loss issues, right? So what we want to do is we want to think about the benefit of what your product does. So write that down. And if you're driving, please don't write that down yet. Come back and watch the replay, but write that down. Then we got to ask ourselves, okay, when we're showing up on social media, we want to show up with value, and we want to show up with an intent that when you do the work once, you can hopefully get paid for it forever.
Right.
See, here's my problem. I love active prospecting too. Like, I don't mind it. I'm going to say that. I don't love it. I don't mind it.
Same.
Because you have to do it to build your foundation.
Right.
And so there's two things that you're working with in your business when you're a brand new business owner. You've got active prospecting and you got passive prospecting, right? The active means that you have to go out and start conversation with your people. You're actively having to start conversations. Passive is they're coming to you saying, I want more information. Now, how many people would agree? Type passive in the comment section below if passive is your promised land as well. So it's mine as well. Passive's the promised land, but you can't get to the promised land without a little bit of work. So what you should be doing is you should be going, okay, I'm going to spend a little bit of my time, maybe like 60-40. 60% of my time, I'm going to work on my active prospecting because I don't yet have enough people coming to me asking me for more information quite yet. Then you have to have a passive plan in place. So for me, my passive plan was this plan that I'm going to share with you. And one day, if you're consistent with this enough over the next 12, 24 months, your passive plan, if you're consistent with it, can go like this to your active, right? Or the other way around, which was passive, whatever. You understand. Passive is going to outbeat your active one day, which means that when you wake up in the morning and you grab your cup of joe or your tea or your smart coffees or whatever it is that you're drinking, then you sit down at your laptop and you open it up, or your smartphone, because maybe you don't like laptops anymore. I don't know. You open it up and you're like, damn, I've got 10 leads today. And these guys all want to talk to me about my product or service. And then you scroll down a little bit more and you see that you made 3 automatic sales of your smart coffee that you happen to be drinking or whatever it is that you're selling. And you're like, this is the life. This is cool. So this is how to make this happen, right? Okay. Please don't forget the active. Don't sit around and wait for people to hop in the boat if we're not working, if the passive isn't yet working fully for you, but have a passive plan in place. Okay. So here's your passive plan. And here was mine when I started. So I sat down and I said, what are the benefits of my product? Okay. And I labeled them down. Now there was a lot. Okay. Like everyone would say that their right arms, their left legs are growing back when they drank my product back then. Like there was a lot of crazy testimonials people were sharing. Okay. But one of the main testimonials, and by the way, I was in a different company back then. It doesn't exist anymore. We had a health drink and people would drink it, experience all these crazy health benefits. It was insane. It was awesome. And I was like, well, with all of these benefits, like, how do I nail this down just to one? I was like, okay, what's the most common thing people are saying about it? And one of the most common things people were saying was that it helped them with reducing inflammation in their body. So I was like, okay, cool. How do I get in front of people who are interested in reducing inflammation in their body? What do I create for them, for those people specifically? And so what I did was I went to Google because I'm not an expert, and I go to Google. I ask Google because Google's the expert, and I find out, I'm like, okay, I get a good idea. I'm like, I'm going to create a food guide. So I created the 10 foods that you should consider avoiding and eliminating out of your diet if you're trying to reduce inflammation in your body. And then I went to Google because, again, I'm not an inflammation expert, but I am a really good little journalist, and I can go to Google and I can figure it out, right? Do a little reconnaissance work. I spent 60 minutes, 60, and I created a freebie. And the freebie was that 10 foods that you should avoid, you should consider avoiding and eliminating on your diet. And it was, the list of foods. And then in that freebie, there is a way I use my freebie formula to position yourself properly as an expert and authority, not necessarily an expert. I'm going to say an authority, like a credible authority. That's what I'm going to say. And there's also a way to position your product and service in the freebie so that people click and they want to buy it immediately, and they can go to your storefront and they can buy it from you. Now, people are going to ask me, well, Tanya, why don't you just post that on social media and get people to, post the link and people can just buy right from your social media post? Why do I have to create a freebie, right? Well, the thing is that when you give somebody something tangible of value, like I've got a lot of these freebies now that I use in my business, okay? And I used one for 2 years, by the way. So now we've got many freebies, but I used one freebie. I spent 60 minutes creating for 2 years in my business, that same freebie, and it generated me thousands and thousands of leads. I was the top recruiter, everything in my network marketing businesses. Okay. And people were wondering why. And I'm like, well, when I post on social media, here's how I do it now. Okay. So here's how I post on social. And you guys, if you follow me on social, you'll know this because you'll see it. And I'll ask you guys this question. If you follow me on social, how many times have you ever seen a promotional post? Like me saying, hey, you need to buy my stuff, right? You will almost never. And the reason is because I know that doesn't work, and because I want to make sure that I'm only attracting the people that are interested in my product. So now when I used to post that freebie, I would actually post every day. So you need to post every day on your social. And this isn't every day about business. It's nothing. You got to keep the algorithm happy. Take your 5 categories, your top 5. Maybe it's faith, family, fur balls at home, your dogs, your, softball if you're into softball. I'm talking about the Meltons because they're always posting about softball. Fashion if you're Nadya, because you look so freaking fabulous over there, Nadya. I consider you a fashion poster. I get lots of eyelashes. I learned about all sorts of eyelashes from you and all that. Right? Well, whatever. You've got your Fab 5, and you kind of rotate what you post just to, get people in your world that are like you and, post. But now you're posting every day, 7 days a week. I would say 3 out of the 4 days, you're going to post something that has a call to action that says, hey, by the way, P.S., I don't know if you know, but I have this really cool food guide that I put together if you're trying to reduce inflammation in your body. And it's the 10 foods that you probably should consider avoiding. I did this research and I would love to give it to you or anybody that you would know. Here's where you can get it. And, share it if you know of anybody else that would love to share it as well. People would click the link. They would put their name and email in. They would be now on my email list. And inside of that freebie, it does so much for your business. Now, here's what it does for your business, okay? The freebie builds you up immediately as a credible authority. There's a book out there called Influence. Have you guys read it, John, at all? The Psychology of Influence by Robert Cialdini? Nadya has? Okay. So this book is like an absolute must-have for everybody's library. I don't care if you're in business or not. Every day we're influencing people. So Influence is, the book talks about the 6 human triggers that get people to make decisions and take action. So if you're in a relationship, that's important because you got to get them to do stuff like take out the garbage, make you dinner, massage your feet. You got to have influence. You got to know how to trigger them, right? Christian is just completely like, he's doomed. But in business, let's talk about business. It's very important for you to know how to influence somebody in a good way. I mean, definitely can be used for bad, but we're talking about being used for good. One of the things that he talks about in the book, is he says, when people view other people as credible authorities, they listen, they pay attention, and they will take their recommendations and suggestions seriously. For me, when I was starting in network marketing, I was very young and I didn't have any business experience. And when I was going and sharing the business with people, they were looking at me kind of like, what, this kid? And what do they know about business? So if I don't know if any of you have that problem, but your freebie that you're going to create, by the way, is going to help you immediately with that problem. And that's what it did for me. So it immediately positions you as a credible authority with your audience because they got something of value that's helpful to them. And you created it. You spent time on it. You took your business seriously. You're giving tangibles away. People are looking at that seriously, like, whoa, this person's serious. Another thing is that your freebie also it invokes the law of reciprocity. Robert Cialdini in the book says that when somebody is given something or somebody does something nice to you, you immediately feel like you need to reciprocate back. So that when you have your recommendations and suggestions that you make with your people inside of your freebie and other areas that I'll share with you in a minute, people now pay attention. They're listening. And then they're like, oh, wow, John gave me this incredible free guide and free training or whatever it is. Like, of course, I'm going to take his recommendations and suggestions seriously. I'm listening now because you led with value, right? And it's a tangible value with this. Now, another thing that happens with the freebie is it allows you to segment so that when I'm only attracting people who are interested in that benefit, who are perfect for my product and service. If you're attracting people who want to reduce inflammation and your product just does that, how much more excited are you to talk about reducing inflammation with the person that's actually interested in that thing? How many times have you guys struggled trying to talk about your weight loss to somebody who may not, you don't know if they're interested in weight loss, and you're like, I don't want to offend them. Tell them, hey, do you want to lose some weight? So this actually helps you to segment. But another thing that it does, if you do this right, and this is kind of like the strapping on the jetpack to the machine, is having, an email list that you are building with the request of somebody downloading the freebie. So what has happened over the years for me is I don't actually tell people, hey, message me for the freebie. I say, go to this link and get it. And somebody has to put in their name and email to get it, because now this plugs into my machine. And this is, you want a machine for your business. This is how you create automation and leverage for your life and for, the things that you actually enjoy doing. You can sort of, at one point, decide if you want to take the foot off the brake of being glued to your cell phone all day, So you can have these choices, which is kind of nice. So what it does is when somebody puts in their name and email to request my freebie from them, number one, I know they're interested in that benefit, but number two, they're on my email list. So not only in my email are they going to, or not only in the freebie that they're going to download, they're going to see a recommendation and suggestion for them to buy my product. And a lot of them will click on and buy. Some of them won't though, right? Some will, some won't, but not so what? Let's get them on the email list, right? So we can follow up. So some will, some won't. Let's follow up. That's my new formula, right? So I have had people on my email list for years.
Wow.
And then they will reach out and say, I've been on your email list for years. I finally decided to buy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, it's about damn time, right? But it's timing for everybody. So everybody is totally different. Everybody is going through different things. You don't know. But you never want to leave anything get slipping through the cracks, right? So if you get somebody on your email list, I have an email sequence that's 3 to 4 messages, and it's my fear gain logic fear formula, right? That I learned a long time ago, and I've kind of refined it over the years. And I have 3 emails that go out when somebody downloads my freebie, that the goal of those emails is to bring them back and move them into a customer of mine or a client of mine. So the first one is we talk about all the benefits that my product can provide for them. The second email, we talk about backing that up with logic, and we share testimonials. Mm-hmm. So the next day they see testimonials, and sometimes I'll take screenshots and share those in the email. And then the third day is I'll say, hey, I might add a little bonus, or I might say, hey, get a discount or something that brings them to some sort of an urgency. And we have a formula for this, and I'll share with you guys how to get this. So one of the things that I get asked all the time is, Tanya, like, I love this idea. I see you doing it. Like, I'm a follower of yours. I'm opting into all your freebies. I know this thing works. And you guys see this all over the place, right? There are so many very successful influencers, internet marketers, authorities out there, online business owners, course creators, network marketers, whatever. They're building their email lists, and they're offering something of value for free in exchange for somebody's contact information. And this is why. This is how it's working for them in their world. One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, Tanya, I love that, but how and what the heck do I create for my business and my products and my services and what it is that I'm selling? And how do I name it correctly? And how do I position it correctly? And what the heck do I put in there? And how do I structure it so that it actually is that machine that works for my business? So one thing I was talking to John and Nadya about, and this is why they asked me to come on, and they said, you've got to share this with our people because we think it would be of extreme value to them. So one of the things that I started, and a lot of you guys, I see some of your names in here that are already in this challenge that we're doing, but we started today. So we have a challenge. It's a free challenge that we're doing. We started today. And we would love to see if you guys would like to come. We'd love to invite you into it. And in the challenge, I will work with you for 5 days through little live videos that I do. I went live this morning and dropped the first one, and it's in there. You guys can go and see it already. But I'm going live every morning for 5 days, and I'm giving you an activity, and you'll implement the activity. It'll take you about 15 to 30 minutes to implement the daily activity. And at the end of the 5 days, you will have a perfectly positioned freebie that will help you attract an engaged audience of your perfect buyers for your product and or your service. And by the way, this works for every single type of product or service that you happen to be selling. Challenge me on that. I will tell you a way that you can create a freebie for what it is that you are doing. So you will have it named. You will make sure that you are attracting the right people. We will name it correctly so that it stops your scroll. So basically, one of the things is when you're creating freebies or you're creating any value to share, you've got to stop people's scroll. Like, you've got to get their attention. And there's an art to that, and there's a formula, and I'll share this in the challenge with you guys. We also have $500 cash that we're giving away to one lucky challenger, because what the heck is a challenge without grand prizes and money on the table? And this is Money Monday, so $500 is on the table, right? So we would love, if this sounds like a cool strategy that you would love to start employing and working your passive marketing and passive prospecting strategy into your business, I would love for you guys to come into the group and come and join us and dive in. Cool. So John has a link for you guys. And if you go to mylifestyleacademy.com/growth camp, you can register for free. You can share this with your teams. I have one lady that shared it with her team. She's like, Tanya, I have 2,000 people in my group. I'm going to hopefully get all of them on this with us. And that's what I say, #super leverage. So I hope to see you guys in there, and I'm going to divulge more on how to even automate this more for your business. But you guys, I've been doing this for over 10 years now. In 2013, when I didn't have this put together, I was making about $56,000 a year. I put this together. I focused on the activities, not the results, for 1 year, and jumped that up to $434,000 that next year. And we've doubled our revenue almost every single year since then. And now we're holding strong at about 2.3 million a year. So this works, you guys. I run my entire business model legitimately on this business model. And you can go and check out any of my episodes on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, on my Facebook Lives. You will see every single week I have a call to action to a freebie. I'm never calling to make sales. I'm not saying don't. Like, if you got a special you're doing, you need to hop sales right away, make those sales right away. But have this in place working for you, because every piece of content that you put on social with your link to your freebie is a fishing line in the water. And imagine all the fishing lines that you could have in the water over the next 12 months working for you and generating you interested, qualified leads that turn into perfect buyers and clients for your business. So I'm very passionate about talking about this. And John, thank you for coming on and sharing. I know you guys have got some incredible freebies that you share with your audience as well that are more than just a little bit valuable. They're extremely valuable, and I love them.
Well, and that's the thing, right? That was so game changing for us in 2013 to start building a brand, building an email list, finding ways to provide value, lead with value. And you're like the master at this. So I'm super excited for those of you that are going to participate in this 5-day challenge. And it literally starts today, right? It starts today. So you registering this is the perfect time. It's going to be the next 5 days. So for those of you that are like, oh, do you have to be technical? No. Do you have to have, the email list starting in place? No, like Tanya is going to help you with all of that over the next 5 days. So definitely get plugged in. And the thing I really like about you, Tanya, is that you're not hustling 24/7. And I think that's, what a lot of people get excited about is the freedom and flexibility that building an online business provides. But at the same time, if you don't have some automation, if you don't have an email list, a sequence, a process, like, it is going to be tough if you're just relying, like you mentioned, on just proactively contacting leads on social media and, sitting back, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for people to hit you up. And the truth of the matter is, and this is the tough part about social media, is that you don't own your social media. We've been talking a lot about this recently. Like if someone's account gets shut down, right, or they post something on social, there's a very good chance that the majority of the people that you're connected with are not going to see your posts. If your social media got shut down, you have no way of communicating with people. And I just think it's so important that in today's day and age that we find ways to build a deeper relationship and connection with our audience. So we appreciate the heck out of you. I'm excited for this 5-day challenge. And the link was on the page. You want to put it back up just so people can take a screenshot. But it's mylifestyleacademy.com/growth camp. Get registered, share it with your teams, especially if you're ready to start building an email list. You're like, hey, I want to create a freebie. I don't even know what that is, what that looks like. I'm telling you all, Tanya is the master at this conversation. So it's going to be off the hizzy, for shizzy. And Tanya, did you want to add anything else before we wrap this up?
Yeah, these questions are good questions that you guys, like Rhonda had a question there. Those will be answered in Growth Camp. So I would say, if this strategy sounds interesting to you and you'd like to employ it, hop in there because you are going to have questions now because we did a 30,000 foot view of what this looks like for your business. And then we break it down day by day so that at the end of the 5 days, you have everything. And I will tell you this, like at the end of the 5 days, this is what Growth Camp is. You're going to have a freebie idea. You're going to have the freebie. So you'll be able to position, you'll have this. Now, not everybody wants to automate that, but maybe 80% of you guys do want to automate that. So on day 5, I'm going to give you an option to learn how to automate once you have this thing in place. The first thing though is having this thing in place so that you have a tangible that you can go out there and be like, hey, here's the freebie, and you can attract an engaged audience of perfect buyers for your product and service. And then like where to put the links in it and how to construct it. There's a formula over 10 years that I've put together on how to put these freebies together properly that work really well. So that's going to be my goal. And there's going to be no technology that we're training on inside of Growth Camp. So if you're like, I don't like technology, don't worry about it. We're not even talking about technology in Growth Camp. It's literally just giving you all you need to do and heck, at the very least, if you don't even like freebies because you're weird, then what would happen is you would just learn how to better position yourself on social media when you're posting, because I'm all about making sure that you are being able to connect authentically with your audience on social. But like John said, we've got all these platforms now, TikToks and Clubhouses and Instagrams. I'm still calling it TikToking, by the way. I refuse to call it the other word. We got Reels, so people can keep it Reels. We've got Instagrams, we got stories. John, right? We got 1,000,000,001 places people can capture real estate for their business. And they should be using wherever they feel like they want to use. But please know, these are just tools. They're not your business.
Right.
So because I was so diligent in making sure that I built my email list over the years, if my Facebook account gets shut down, if my non-existent TikTok account gets shut down, I do have a TikTok account. I secured my name, John. You'll be proud.
Just so you can watch others.
But anything that might get shut down, I will be okay because I have my email list. I have taken the people from that social platform. There are some people here that are really good at TikToking, really good. I'm jealous. You are so good. But you're getting all of these eyeballs on you, which is incredible that you can get all these eyeballs and you can get all these views. But then where are you taking those views? And taking that traffic and taking that audience into where it is that you can control what they see next based on their interest. So yes, I've seen so many people with massive followings on social media, even way bigger than mine. And then I ask them, I'm like, how are you growing your email list? Or what's your profits look like? And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh my goodness, like you need to have a way to take that traffic that Instagram owns and move it into traffic that you own, because that is your asset in your business. And, John and Nadya have an incredible story of this happening, right? Like one of their network marketing companies shut down. And because they had an asset base to work from, they were okay. In fact, more than okay right now. So please understand, you're out there doing the work. Maximize it to its most efficiency for yourself and for your business. And that's what I'm all about. I hope to see you guys all in growth camp. Who's with us? Who's in growth camp?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Say hey, yo. And I see some familiar names because we launched day 1 today. When you hop into the group, there's a guides section, used to be called units, but now guides, well organized, with lots of great resources, a ton of people that have been through my curriculum of my freebie method. You can see all their success stories in there. You'll be completely blown away. And hopefully that motivates you to take action on the training that I'm doing at Growth Camp for 5 days. John and Nadya Melton, I love the bejesus out of you. I'm going to give you a virtual non-COVID kiss right now and a hug. I love you guys so much.
Tanya, we love you.
Ah, yay.
Yeah, you are the bomb.com. We'll let you go. I know you got a very busy week, but we definitely appreciate you hopping on. I see everybody's like, I'm in. Smash the heart button if you appreciate Tanya, and definitely share this with some teammates. And we appreciate you, Tanya, so much. So excited for this week.
And I'm excited. We're doing something else next week for your people that's pretty special too. So you guys tune into that. It should be excelente. It'll be amazing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you guys so much. Crush your week. Happy Money Monday. Ciao, ciao.
You're the best. See ya. All right, y'all. Are you fired up or what? Was that incredible? I mean, Tanya is literally the best when it comes to this stuff, like building an email list, her consistency of, sharing a piece of content every week. And I wanted to talk about that because I think that's one of the things that I really love. And I know I touched on it, but it's not like she's doing a video every day. She's not creating a piece of content every day. It's just once a week. And the beauty is when you start to master this conversation, not only can you put yourself in a situation where, you have that email list, an asset, right? This is a list that you own. And I can only imagine how big Tanya's list is at this point. It could be hundreds of thousands of people, right? But the truth is there's other ways to monetize. She becomes a credible expert, and she's not having to hustle 24/7 to keep finding new people to prospect. I mean, she's one of the top recruiters in her network marketing company, right? She hit one of the top ranks in her network marketing company. None of that would have happened if she didn't start building a brand, building an email list, creating a piece of content. And for some of you, when you hear creating a piece of content, I'm actually talking about like one really valuable piece of content per week. What she'll do is create a download, right? And she sends this to her email list, but then she also goes live every Tuesday. How many of you smash the heart button if you tune in to Tanya's Tuesday with Tanya, right? Live Facebook video every single week. And then on that video, she's then promoting and going into some more detail in regards to that giveaway, that PDF, whatever she creates. And I just think it's so smart because here's the other thing. You can batch create content. Now, we've talked about this with TikTok, where you could record like 10, 15, 20 TikToks and just save them in your drafts. So the same exact thing when you start blogging and using YouTube. And I want to be clear, this is not necessarily something that is like super simple. If you're just getting started in your network marketing business, and Tanya talked about this, you should focus on prospecting. You should focus on those IPAs, those income producing activities, obviously. But with that being said, at some point you have to admit, you would love to build a deeper connection with your audience. You would love to have that email list so you have another way to communicate. And here's the thing too. We started building a text message list. So you can also text message your people. You just got to think about it like, every time you go live, every time you have a big announcement, every time you create a free piece of content, you can text message or email your list and notifying them and updating them and creating conversation. And like I said, she's one of the best I've seen when it comes to that conversation. There's not a lot of, internet marketers out there that speak the network marketers language. And most network marketing trainers and coaches, they're amazing. They're not going to teach you how to create a freemium, a freebie. They're not going to teach you how to build an email list. And obviously we've had Shalene on, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, Nadya. We had Shalene Johnson on. She talked a lot about this. She talked about creating a theme on your Instagram and then building that email list on the back end. So this is obviously, again, a next level conversation. It's for those of you that are ready to take your business to that next level and attract your ideal person. But once you get this foundation, once you have the foundation in place and you can automate a lot of this process, and I want you to think about this too. And this is why I love that Tanya is so good with YouTube and creating what we call evergreen content. Smash the heart button if you've ever heard of evergreen content. So evergreen content, what's interesting, and I'll answer some questions at the end also. I see some questions coming through. But with evergreen content, what that means is you create a piece of content that you can repurpose. You can reuse it over and over again. So let's say Tanya creates a YouTube video. She has an incredible YouTube channel. I don't know how many subscribers she has at this point, but
80,000.
80,000, right? So what's interesting about YouTube versus social media is some of her YouTube videos will pop up automatically because she has the big subscriber list. She has a certain kind of network marketing conversation that if someone's on YouTube looking up network marketing content, she's going to be one of those videos that pops up organically. So someone might watch one of your Facebook Live videos that you did, yesterday or today, but they're probably not going to see a Facebook Live video that you did weeks or months ago. Now on YouTube, this happens every day for Tanya. Every day people are watching videos that she recorded weeks, months, and even years ago. And then they're opting into her email list. They're downloading one of her PDFs. And like I said, she's finding other ways to monetize. So for those of you that maybe down the road, don't overwhelm yourself, but down the road, maybe you say, I want to write a book. I want to create a coaching program. I want to create my own course. I want to do affiliate marketing. Or hey, maybe you just want to promote your network marketing product. You want to promote your network marketing opportunity to that list. I cannot tell you how many times over the years people have said to me, oh, I've been following you for years. I've been following your content for years, and I'm ready to join your team. They're all ready to join. They're ready to buy the pack. They're ready to join. And it's I'm oh, did we talk about what company I'm in? Do you know what I do? And they're like, yeah, I know what you do. Right? I figured it out. Or, we talked, a couple years ago. I know what you do. I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to join. I have people that'll buy our liquid collagen, our smart coffee, our whatever. They'll buy some of our products, right? They buy our lean body system, right? They buy products and I'm like, how did you know I even sold that? Because they've been following us. They've been following our content when we do promote something. And this is the same thing when we promoted our ATM Business Academy. How many of you have our ATM Business Academy? It's because they trust us. They've gotten the free value from us, like Tanya mentioned, and there's that law of reciprocity. You're like, damn, if this person is giving me this great value for free, imagine what they offer when I pay for something. Do you get that? So Crystal says, what tool do we use for the text messaging? I'll tell you this, for those of you that are just promoting your network marketing products, Project Broadcast is the bomb diggity. Project Broadcast rocks. So yes, Rhonda asks that same question. So we use community.com for our brand, but Project Broadcast is what I use and what a lot of my top leaders and producers use to capture leads for their products, for their customers. And you can create sequences that way as well. However, I'm telling you right now, if you're wanting to take it to that next level, you definitely want to build an email list. The text messaging list is great. But for those of you that want to create the freemiums and stuff like that, it really does make sense to have an email. I just don't want you getting too overwhelmed with the technical stuff. I would just focus on doing the 5-day growth camp, and then we can get into more technical things as well, just because I know a lot of you are probably going to continue to plug in and follow us. And there are a lot of different platforms out there. So, there's probably some that are way more expensive than what you need. So just kind of keep that in mind. Because Katrina says, damn, I need a name that starts the same as the day of the week. Yeah. Money Monday, Tuesday with Tanya. Yeah. Money Monday with the Meltons. And that was just a coincidence. Honestly, I just love Money Monday. The foundation is very important. You got that right. I'm in, says Tanya. Did everybody get, or Tanya, did everybody get the link for the 5-day growth camp? If not, let us know. Yeah, Jenny Jo crushes it with Project Broadcast, one of the top sellers, and she's killing the game. I have the ATM Academy, truly amazing. And that's another thing, right? We created the ATM Business Academy, and guess what? We get people that they follow us, they plug into our academy, and it could be 2 years down the road, something happens with their company, and now they're reaching out saying, hey, you guys created the system that I've used to create success. My company is no longer in business, or something happened, or whatever, and now they're wanting to join our team. So I'm telling you, if you're planning on getting serious with your network marketing business, you're planning on building long-term residual income, then you have to build long-term relationships. That's the game. The people that signed up with Tanya, they joined her programs, they joined her network marketing business. Same thing with us. Same thing with a lot of the top leaders that are building a personal brand. It's because we have people that have been following us. We have people that know us. They trust us. And by the way, that's the other thing with an email list. When you start building a brand, when you build an email list, when you build this audience, this following, don't just promote things that make you money. You want to promote things that your list, your following, your audience can get value from. Make sense? What's your guys' most impactful freebie? Nadya, which freebie is the most impactful?
Social media guide.
Our social media guide.
And then our baby Facebook group.
And then our Facebook group. That's right. We have over 30,000 members in our Facebook group.
And talk about that strategy. I think it's really, really powerful.
Yeah. Chris says, that's how I found you guys watching your old YouTube videos. That's awesome.
What?
And here's the thing I want to point out.
Wow.
Our first freemium or freebie, it was actually just having people go to mylifestyleacademy.com. On mylifestyleacademy.com, we have our podcast, our YouTube channel, our blog, our freebies, like all the things, right? We have our courses. But here's the truth. In the beginning, what was the purpose, Nadya?
I'm sorry, I was not listening.
My Lifestyle Academy's purpose was to build our email list. And here's how we did it. We said, go to mylifestyleacademy.com, enter your name and email, and you'll get access to our free Facebook group. You'll get access to our free Facebook group. We've been building that group for literally years and years. Like, what was it, 2014? Mm-hmm. So 7 years, we've been building that email list. We've been building that Facebook group. So it could be something that simple, right? Because your goal is to give them value. Now, you don't want to say, join my email list so you can get updates. People are already on enough email lists. I tell people all the time, you need to start unsubscribing from all the emails you're on if they're not valuable in nature, right? Like there's some people, like I finally opted out of Grant Cardone's list because he emails like 4 times a day. I'm like, all right, bro, it's enough. It's too much. But you look at Tanya, she does not do that. She's not hammering her list, right? She's not emailing her list 2, 3, 4 times a day. Now, when there's a special offer, when there's a special promotion, she might send out more emails. She might promote more often. But this is the thing. When she does it because it's something special. It's something, that she knows her audience would get a lot of value from. And she doesn't want people saying, oh, well, I didn't know about the offer, right? Because here's the truth. How many of us are on an email list and we don't open every email? We might open 1 out of every 3, 1 out of every 4. And this is why you want to create something that's impactful. You want to create something that's, eye candy, eye catching. Like people see it and they're like, damn, I want to know what that is. And by the way, if someone sees it, like I said, it's like a magnet. If someone sees it, they go, I don't want that. Well, good. Like a magnet, you're going to attract while also simultaneously repelling. Capiche? Funny, baby. That's right, Janet. Provide value, reap the rewards, give more rather than focusing on the get. Yeah. Once or twice a week. That's what she does. Me too. I'm needing to stop. All right, y'all. You're amazing. Get registered. Plug in. Don't just register for the 5-day boot camp, the 5-day challenge. Execute. Get after it. Do the dang thing. Especially if you want to attract people and you want people coming to you that are the kind of person that would buy your product, that would join your team. And again, just people that you want. Look, sometimes you got to think about this when you're building an audience, when you're building a following. you want to communicate with people you'd want to do life with, you'd want to hang out with, you'd want to vacation with, like you'd want to go out to dinner with. It's like, those are the people I want to help. I don't want to attract everybody. I want to attract a certain type of person. Like if you were to ask us, like, who's your ideal person? It's a network marketer that wants to seriously create an income on social media, right? Like I'm not trying to attract the guy that's like, oh, social media, whatever. Like that's, that won't last. You got to get in living rooms. You got to get on the phone. You got to physically sit down with people. Like that's not my ideal person. That's just, they can find someone else's YouTube channel or someone else's content. Make sense? Where's the link? Nadya, are we able to put it back on? Okay. Well, so I'm about to end this. So when this is over, the link will be in the description. Sound good? What do you say about emailing a person 2 or 3 times a day? Dean, I think that's too much unless it's like an urgency conversation, like there's a special offer, today's the last day. You could justify hitting your email list 2 or 3 times in one day if there's like a special offer, a deadline, something important. But you got to remember, like if you hit your list too often with special offers, limited time this, limited time that, at some point they're going to opt out because it's just too much. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Kyle. There it is. mylifestyleacademy.com/growth camp. And yes, we're going to have something special next week with Tanya as well. So we'll keep you guys in the loop. You guys are amazing. Oh, Maggie, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Money Monday. Happy March 1st. Let's get after it. I'm Addie 5000. We'll see you next time on Money Monday, every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And get registered for the boot camp. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.